Top 5 Crazy American Unsolved Mysteries. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Here are top 5 Crazy American Unsolved Mysteries. Number 5. Birds of a Feather. Las Vegas residents were astonished to see a pigeon with a tiny cowboy hat glued to its head walking in the streets towards the end of 2019. Then he was joined by another pigeon also sporting a tiny hat. Naturally, footage of the pigeons went viral in no time. However, pigeon rescuers were less than amused, considering that the glue used to stick the hats to the pigeons' heads were harming their skin and feathers. One of the birds died soon after. In January 2020, the anonymous pigeon adorner struck again, this time with a tiny sombrero glued to the head of another pigeon. It remains unknown who the person is that is sticking hats onto the heads of these birds, but officials are investigating as they are concerned for the birds' well-being. Number 4. Is it a bird? Is it a drone? Mysterious objects identified as drones flying over Colorado's eastern plains made headlines in December 2019, and sightings continued into 2020. As many as 23 drone activity reports were received by police between 6 and 13 January, but the drones remain unidentified and it is still unknown who was operating them. It was first reported that a large band of drones would hover around 300 feet in the air over northeast Colorado and then start flying in square formations. It was estimated that there were about 17 drones and that they were active between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. at night. Local authorities were interviewed, including the Air Force and the Department of Defense, but none knew why the drones kept appearing. Drone sightings have since been reported from Nebraska, California, and North Carolina, but now some media outlets are claiming that the reports may have stemmed from misconceptions. They have used examples such as a pilot claiming to have struck a drone in 2015, and it was later revealed he actually hit a bird. Another pilot reported having hit a drone near Heathrow Airport, but it was later established he may just have hit a plastic bag. And now the drone sightings have all but ceased, and it seems unlikely that the mystery will be solved. Were the drones to begin with? And if they were, why were there so many? And where are they now? Number 3. Houston, we have a problem. In 2017, newly released documents revealed that a collector in Pittsburgh had among his collections 2 Apollo-era NASA computers, as well as hundreds of tapes. These tapes may have had a link to unknown information relating to the exploration of space, but we'll never know now, since NASA ordered the tapes to be destroyed. It is believed that the collector who stored the computers and tapes in his garage died in 2011. It is said that a man looking for scrap metal got in touch with NASA in December 2015 after he happened across 2 large computers and 325 data tapes dated between 1967 and 1974. The computer labels show that they originally belonged to Goddard Space Flight Center. It remains unknown how the computers and tapes ended up in a garage in Pittsburgh, as the computers were very large and heavy. The Inspector General at NASA redacted all information relating to names, addresses, and contact details before releasing any documents to the public. NASA's claims that the serial number imprinted on the computers don't match their records didn't sit well with conspiracy theorists, who are convinced the space agency had something to hide, hence their order to destroy the tapes. They are now questioning whether the collector was truly just a collector, since he held onto the tapes for over 40 years. The information on the tapes will also forever remain a mystery.
From the command module to the...
Number 2. The Boy in the Chimney. 18-year-old Joshua Maddox was a free spirit who followed his own rules and was much loved by his family and friends. Being a huge fan of nature, Joshua often went for walks and spoke of one day going on a great adventure. His brother's suicide in 2006 hit him hard, but he found a way to start moving forward again. Then in 2008, Joshua disappeared after telling his sister he was going for a walk. Joshua's fate remained unknown for 7 years. In 2015, Chuck Murphy finally demolished his wood cabin that hadn't been used for years. A new property development was going to be erected in its place. Inside the remains of the chimney when they pulled it down was the body of Joshua Maddox. He was cramped in the fetal position inside the chimney, his legs above his head. The cabin where the discovery was made stood less than a mile from Joshua's home. An autopsy revealed that Joshua had no drugs in his system and there was no outward trauma on his body. A ruling of accidental death was made after a coroner concluded that Joshua had climbed into the chimney from above, gotten stuck, and died of hypothermia. Chuck Murphy disagreed with this, saying that Joshua was wearing only a thin shirt when his body was discovered, and the rest of his clothes were folded up next to the fireplace inside the cabin. Murphy believed foul play was to blame and that someone forced Joshua into the chimney. The truth remains elusive.
even going as far as to accuse them of involvement. The YouTube channel was not the only thing.
Number 1. The Nevada Triangle. For some reason, there are several triangles around the world that seem to be black holes of mystery and death. Perhaps the most famous of these is the Bermuda Triangle, which is purported to have swallowed up dozens of ships and airplanes. In Nevada, there is yet another triangle which covers a vast area close to Area 51. Here, more than 2,000 planes have vanished, seemingly into thin air, with most of them never found. The most well-known missing plane and pilot story is the one that tells of billionaire Steve Fossett, a very experienced pilot, who went missing on the California-Nevada border in 2007. The wreckage and some of Fossett's remains were discovered a year later. The reason for the crash remains unknown, despite a multitude of theories including downdrafts. Other disappearances in the Nevada Triangle include a B-24 bomber that went missing in 1943 and was found submerged in a reservoir in 1955. In 1957, another military plane went missing, and after an extensive but fruitless search, the pilot of the plane was declared dead. However, 54 days after the crash, the pilot pitched up in Kings Canyon National Park. He said something had unexpectedly exploded inside his plane and he ejected from the plane. He survived on fish and hunted small animals for food until he eventually reached the park. There are several theories on why the Nevada Triangle seems to swallow up planes, including aliens, mountain waves, etc., but the truth is yet to be revealed.
Mystery took some of the magic out of it, but we just couldn't find many reasons for these disappearances that couldn't be explained by well-understood naturally occurring weather phenomenon or even simpler explanation.
This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.